Ladies and gentlemen, podcasting since 2005. You're listening to Gamertag Radio with your hosts, podcaster Hall of Famer Danny Pena, the always opinionated Paris Lilly, and from outside of the norm, Peter Toledo. This is Gamertag Radio.
Welcome to Gamertag Radio, episode 838. This is your host, Danny, and joining me this week, we have Pete in the house. What's going on, Pete?
Hey, what up, dude?
What's going on, man? Look at that. We have brand new mixers right now. We have brand new equipment, right? We're doing good.
Yep. It's been a minute, dude. This is the first one, I think, with all the new equipment stuff.
Yeah, we're slowly upgrading, so that's good. The thing I like about my Rodecaster Pro, I can record conversation from the phone, do interviews now from over the phone. Super easy. If we go to like an event, and we want to do like a round table, I could set up the mics and we could just record and just press the record button from the mixer or connect it to the computer and record from there. Like, it's super smooth, has special effects, sound is great. I'm loving it. And the good thing is I could take it to places, man. You know what I'm saying? So what about you? How's your brand new mixer that you just got today, man?
I got, first as I mentioned earlier, I got the Elgato key light. For those that are on the stream, you can see it now as well. But as well, just like maybe like 3 hours ago, the PC Helicon Go XLR mixer came in. I've been so stoked. I've been amped to actually finally get my hands on this since October of last year when they premiered it at TwitchCon, and they sold out immediately. But hey, it's a fantastic piece of hardware. Shout out to them. Been on their Discord for, I want to say, the better part of 3 months now, just waiting and just like reading up and just trying to get a handle on how it all works. We tried to implement something similar called Voicemeeter Banana, now known as Potato, for this same feature. And what it does is it allows me to separate audio, whether it be music, game, Discord server, same way as we do our streams here, but from a hardware perspective. So I can't show it to you. Maybe pull out the box. Might make life a little bit easier to understand for those that are watching.
What about the listeners? They're like, thanks, Pete. I can't see this.
Well, hey, that's an encouragement for you to stop by our stream, come and check it out, and be a part of our Twitch community just alongside with our Discord community.
Definitely. By the way, a big, huge shout out to our GTR community members that, I know for the past few weeks, we've been extremely busy traveling and covering events and so on, that we haven't really been streaming a lot for the past few weeks. But we still get the community, man, still subscribing, still donating money for the podcast. So trust me, it's helping us out big time. And especially now that today we just registered for E3. So that's coming up in June. So any support you can, if you would like to donate or buy stuff from the store or subscribe to our podcast through Twitch, that's gonna help us big time for future events. So yeah, you could do that or go to donate.gamertagradio.com. Just want to say that very quick. So Pete, we have a couple of things we're going to talk about, man. So one of them is I know we have to talk about this brand new game that just came out. We heard about it over the weekend. Apex Legends from Respawn Entertainment. We're going to talk a lot about that game. Also, we have a great fan mail question that we're going to play it here on the podcast too later on in the show. So Pete, let's talk about the first time that you heard about Apex Legends, because the leak came out first over the weekend. I think it was like on a Friday or a Saturday. How you heard about it, and then we'll go from there.
Well, actually,
before we talk about the game,
let's go back. Let's go into the crystal ball and go like the whole little wavy thing from the TV shows. Let's go back to November of last year.
Okay.
Vince Zampella announced that they were working on multiple games for 2019, and when he said that, it perked a lot of ears for a lot of people. We knew they were working on Jedi Knights of the Knights of the Jedi Fallen Order or something like that. We knew that was coming down the pike. We knew that they were going to be working on another Titanfall, and everybody estimated that the Titanfall title would release somewhere around holiday of 2019, right in time to fight with Call of Duty and Battlefield once again.
Yep.
And everybody assumed that the third one was something along the lines of a VR title, but there was no concrete evidence of what it was. Apparently, at some point, Respawn did a reset, something akin to what we saw with Anthem and some other titles. But they did a reset. They said, we're going to switch gears. We're not going to do Titanfall. We're going to do a Titanfall game, but not, it's a game set in the Titanfall universe. And what we have is something that I've been totally stoked about, and shout out to everybody over at Respawn for delivering this. But with everything that I'm seeing right now, it has a strong contender to join that whole battle royale scene. Everybody says it's been very, very crowded. And while, yes, I would tend to agree with them in that respect, a lot of them have been fraught with issues, including the darling, my baby, my bae, PUBG, right? You've got Fortnite, you've got PUBG, you've got Call of Duty, and now you've got all the little ones. Ring of Elysium, who went free to play. You have it was Islands of Nine that went free to play and still faltered. If Ring of Elysium is doing really well, it's another free to play game now. And you've got like Realm Royale and all these other ones. But something about this game has got that little magic secret sauce mixed into it. It takes concepts of Overwatch with the class system. It takes concepts from obviously Titanfall without the mechs. You mix in the server infrastructure of Origin. Let's keep Origin and EA separate. I know people have their biases towards EA as a company, but as a server infrastructure supporting online play, we've seen it be very, very successful with all of their sports franchises, Battlefield 5, etc. You take a top-tier, top-notch development group in Respawn, and all of those make for an excellent, excellent combination to deliver a title like this. People tend to say, but it's just Respawn. Everybody remembers Call of Duty 4. By who? Infinity Ward. That became Respawn. And yes, people do say that Apex looks a lot like Call of Duty. They're the people that mastered it, right? So take that with a grain of salt, but look at what it's done. It's delivered on day one as a free-to-play, 8 million unique users.
8 million? Are you sure?
Was it 8 million? I'm sorry, 2.5 million, I think was the last number we saw earlier today. 2.5 million.
You scared me there for a second.
Averaging a concurrent 800,000 plus players nonstop since day two?
Yeah,
it's overtaken Twitch as the top played game or the top viewed game, period, by leaps and bounds. I mean, we're talking foreshadowing. It's knocked off Fortnite. It's knocked off League of Legends. It's knocked off every other title or genre or game. On top of that, a blast to play. And
actually, Pete, I think it's 600,000.
Is it 600? Whatever.
Yeah, 600,000. Yeah.
But look at what it's done.
Thanks, Arctic.
Look at what it's done on day one. Minimal launch issues for a day one title. When was the last time you can say that about a title on day one for a online multiplayer game?
Yeah, no, I agree. And I have to say this, man, like, I love Titanfall. I know a lot of people were mad that there was no Titanfall. There's no Titans in this game. And even one person said this when I was streaming. Oh, you can't even, there's no wall running. I'm like, nah, I've never been a fan of that. I was not a fan of that at all. Are you, Pete? Were you always a fan of that? Running from walls and stuff?
I dug it.
That's not my thing.
I was a fan. Yeah. I'm a fan of it. It's not for everybody, and I get it. And I do know that people are complaining that they haven't seen that in this game.
God, they don't need that in this game.
I don't know. I don't think they need it. I like the way that I like the level design. I like how it's an open mix of close quarter combat. You've got your long sight lines. You've got your mid range. Really good. It's really, really well done. Shout out to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the game is very special because usually a lot of the other companies that made Battle Royale games, it's always like the same. It's always 100 players, and let's see who survive. You find your weapons. But I like what Respawn has done in this game. Multiple things. One is the way how you play. Now it's not about playing by yourself. It's all about having squads. From the mode that they have now, maybe later they're gonna be updating and adding new modes in the game, and probably they have like a battle royale version or something like that, which is fine. I like that. I love when you're in this island. It feels like kind of like the Hunger Games, right, Pete? You'll see these billboards all over the place. It'll tell you the top 3 players with the most kills. You'll see the names of their gamer tag, and it will tell you. You will hear people. You will hear like the whoever's announcing the game. Oh, there's a new champion, or if they'll tell you if the person with the most kills gets killed, like it will tell you there.
The kill leader
so it's very
has been killed.
Yeah, so I love the interaction of that, man. Like I get really into it. I love also the interaction between players. This is the first game that I have to say that, in my opinion, I really don't need a mic, because there's certain things I could say to my squad by just pointing where the enemy is located at. There's an item that maybe somebody else needs. I could do that. If I need an item, let's say I need health, I could mention that to the squad by just using my controller without using a mic. There was one session that we were playing, and I had my mic on. The other 2 people from my squad had 0 mics.
Mm-hmm.
So we were communicating like that through the whole time. Dude, we were communicating so good that we ended second place multiple times while playing that game.
Be good, Danny. You need the win, dude. You need to be.
I know I need the win. I know I need the win, but you know how hard it is to play a game like Fortnite or PUBG in a squad without a mic. It's really hard. It's very challenging. You could do it. You could go all the way, but I feel like with this game, I just love the design. For me to communicate with my squad, it's a lot easier. In my opinion, I don't know if you feel the same about that, Pete.
That is a benefit of not being first out the door with your product, right? And you know, that's when you're the first out the door. You heap you get the praises of being the first, but you also have to deal with all of the hurdles and the challenges that come with that. You take a company like Respawn, who has been in the game for a while. They've played this road. You know, they've played this game plenty of times. They know what it is. They know how to listen to community. They know how to deliver. They're fans of the genre. They're fans of the shooter space. So that's exactly what they did. They listen. They know that not everybody's going to play with a mic. They know that, you know, people want to be able to spot things without having to yell and scream at their mic. They know that it probably caters to the older players who don't want to argue and yell at or have their wives yell at them or husbands yell at them at 2 a.m. because they're trying to point out a character or an enemy. Not to say that it's not without its challenges or small little changes or updates that I would like to see.
Yeah.
It's not, I wouldn't say it's 100% perfect, but it's close. Yeah. Right. And the changes are not like game changing things that I want updated or corrected. I think maybe the magazine sizes are a little bit too small.
I agree. I agree with that.
Is a little challenging sometimes. Like if you're in a battle, especially when you're not in a game that offers a hardcore mode where, you know, you literally have to load a whole clip or 2, or unless you're all headshots. Watching the top streamers play today, you know, they had like 23 wins in like an 8-hour period, but their common complaint with them was something like that.
But the good thing, Respawn has been really good at communicating and just listening to the community, listening to the fans. Because I see the interaction on Twitter, not only with Vince, but with the Respawn account, with the official Apex Legends Twitter account. They've been active and posting updates to their blogs. And that's one of the things that Vince was saying, that they're listening. They're listening, and but I'm so impressed. Like, this game came out of nowhere. And look, the game, no issues. They've been getting a lot of people that have been playing this now. And I want to go back because this is one of the conversations I was having with Paris on the last episode. For those that haven't heard the episode yet, because of my new mixer now, Paris calls me all the time while he drives to work. So I was like, yo, Paris, I'm going to record this conversation. And we were talking just random stuff, and I just pressed record. So one of the things that we were talking about was the way how EA and Respawn market this game. So originally, a couple of days ago, when I was talking to Paris, this is not an episode at all. This was just us off record, just talking. And I said to him, I wouldn't be surprised if there's like an ad during the Super Bowl or something. So in a way, I was right, and in a way I was wrong, because one thing that they managed to do was a couple of weeks ago, they invited a bunch of YouTubers and streamers to play the game. Now I think they're called Apex Partner, something like that. So they got the top streamers to attend. They got to play it, got feedback, all that stuff. So then during the Super Bowl, I noticed that a lot of the gamers, the streamers that went to the event, posted tweets, #ad about the game. They were posting also pictures. Those pictures came from EA. It wasn't from them. It wasn't something that they were allowed to take pictures and then post it. So usually when we go to these type of events and we go to the studio, they'll tell us, give me your phone. We want you to come inside with no phones, no tablets, no laptops, nothing. Everything stays in the locker, because they don't want this to get leaked. So they probably had a photographer taking pictures of all the streamers playing the game and so on. So they sent it to the streamers, and the streamers picked their pictures that they were in and posted on like all over social media. So I know there was other journalists that heard about this, and they probably attended a media event, and they maybe got to play. I'm not sure, but they were kind of mad that the streamers talked about it first than the actual media, right? So I said to Paris, and Paris also agreed with me about this, is that it was smart marketing from both Respawn and EA. Look how many people have downloaded the game within 48 hours, right? Today, Pete, I was speaking at a school for Career Day. I'm going to talk about it later on, but I was talking about like GTR and everything, right? So we started talking about games, and I mentioned about this Apex Legends. They were like, I've never heard about that. But every time they heard about a game, like let's say Fortnite or any other game, it was because of the streamers. It wasn't because a lot of these younger cats are going to IGN and these Kotaku or Polygon. They don't go to that anymore, man. There's a crowd that all they do is just go to YouTube and Twitch. That's how they get their news. Or sometimes even Twitter. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, the kids don't really use Twitter.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, but you agree, right?
But I get it. I totally get it. I totally get it. Social media, influencers, I guess is how you want to coin it. They're the new media. There's no need to invite journalists. I still feel as there's a place for it. But I don't think it's as heavily reliant anymore. I agree with you guys. It's the way everything is changing.
And look, it's working. It's working for them.
Companies have to adapt.
Yep. But let's continue with the game, Pete. So I'm loving it right now. I unlocked all the legends. I'm just gonna be straight up with you guys. I'm part of the EA Game Changers program, so they gave me a code to unlock. They gave me the Founders Pack. So I originally thought that was like the season pass. Like, all right, I'm gonna be part of the season pass and play. No, it's actually you will get like skins, and I think they give you credit for you to buy whatever you want. You could buy skins and so on. So what I did, I just bought 2 characters that's in there. So I was like, all right, that's cool. I know they're gonna be adding more legends there, more characters. And I know the season pass starts in March, but right now the stuff that they have in there, Pete, I'm loving it. I just can't wait to see the type of updates they're going to be adding in this game. Are they going to add different modes solo for like, let's say solo instead of playing squads and all that in the future? I think so, but I'm excited to see new changes coming for this game, man. What you think?
No, 100% agree. I well done overall. Right. I'm curious to see though how this game is going to play out post Apex partner ad campaign.
Agreed.
Right now, yes. Right now it's popular. It's the darling of Twitch. You know, you've got people like Ninja and Dr. Disrespect and Shroud and everyone in between playing the game. 300,000 viewers, you know, last night. You know, over 300,000 viewers watching Apex.
How is it now? Do you know how many people are watching it right now on Twitch? Everybody know? If you check very quick. Sorry, this is like real time, ladies and gentlemen, whoever's listening to this.
Right now it's number one. 242,000 viewers. Second place is Fortnite at 127. Followed by League of Legends at just under 100,000.
It's gonna be really tough to surpass Fortnite overall, because right now Fortnite is popping. There's still a lot of people that have never heard of Apex Legends, but let me tell you right now, it's gonna take some time. Because word of mouth.
Hey, it's twice the number of people. Twice the number of people are watching.
No, I know, but I'm saying like there's a lot of gamers that never heard of this at all. All they do is just play Fortnite. So now that they're gonna see popular streamers playing this, I think that it's gonna go around, man. It's gonna go around. It's gonna be, I think, in my opinion, a very successful game for Respawn, and they needed this, man. Because let me tell you, Titanfall 2 was an amazing game. By far, one of the best first-person shooter campaign that I ever played, hands down. I don't care. It's freaking amazing. I love the multiplayer, but I feel like a lot of people slept on that game. You know, and I think this game is not only going to help Respawn, but also I think it's going to help the Titanfall series, because now everybody was like, "Oh yeah, Titanfall from the makers of Apex Legends. Oh man, I gotta check it out." That's going to be really cool if it continues like this. With this buzz, or the only thing I'm asking is that they need to continue with new updates. Keep it active. Don't just leave it there and that's it. But if they start doing that, it's gonna help out a lot, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think right now, like my heart just dropped. I had to scroll like 4 or 5 times to get down to where PUBG was at, with 3.7 thousand viewers overall.
Wow.
Right now.
Wow.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
It hurts.
This is what's going to happen.
It happens, man. Yeah, they were top. They were on top,
have
right?
Faith. Hey, they were on top. And the same thing happened right after Call of Duty Blackout came out. They took a tumble. They eventually came right back up as the Vikendi map dropped. Obviously, the new darling right now for BR and first-person shooters is Apex. I'm sure it'll have its time. And we'll see as people start to tire of the game and want to go back to something different. Hey, I'm not going to stop playing PUBG. I probably will play it less because, you know, we've got Apex Legends. We have The Division 2 coming out very, very soon. We have Metro Exodus coming out soon. So there's options. We have Anthem coming out, which we saw a content roadmap today.
Oh, okay. Right? We could talk about that. But can we continue about Apex? Because I want to. Okay.
No. We will. But I'm just using that as part of the content feed here. It's there's things to do. So I no longer have to rely on just going to PUBG for my shooter fix. There's going to be other games that are going to be taking my time. Now is the struggle bus of trying to manage my time. What's going to be my game to play? I'm going to wake up in the morning and I'm going to be like, okay, I got to go to work, but then what am I going to play tonight? Am I going to play Metro? Am I going to play Apex? Am I going to play
the Division?
Am I going to the Division? There's so many things to play. I think Paris and I earlier today got a tweet from somebody on Twitter asking how do you budget your time to play all of these things? You have so many good titles and games out right now. It doesn't even have to be shooter. You have other games. You know, hell, you were playing, I think, Far Cry New Dawn earlier.
Well, I have no comment to tell you that, but yes, continue.
But you see, there's things to do. There's games to play. So it's a rough place, a hard place to be as a gamer, but it's a good thing at the same time.
So let's go back to Apex Legends, Pete. I know we've been playing now for 2 days. Besides the issues, everything like that. What are your thoughts about just the style of gameplay wise, squads, and just overall, like the class in the game and everything? Like, which one's your favorites? And let's go from there. We'll start a conversation from there.
I think right now my favorite, and I don't remember the name right now. Pathfinder,
okay,
the robot. This says all the quirky little quips and things like that. He's so far my favorite player. Yes, I have everybody unlocked. I'd say follow from him would be. I'm not going to say her name right.
Wait, which one? The one that she has like missiles. Bang.
Yes.
Bangalore. Yes. She's one of my favorites. Yeah. She's one of my favorites too, because that's another thing that I like, man. I love that when you power up, there's different classes, right? So the ones that I've seen, I know there's one that it will have like holograms everywhere and you would disappear, where there's like fake ones, or you also have like not a special, but like a mini special, I think it's called, Pete, that like, let's say, with this one, with Bangalore, what's the name? Bangalore? That's what's her name. With her, yes. I could have rockets to drop from all over the place. I throw a grenade, and if it lands there, whoever's around that area, they're screwed. Or if I press the LB button, I could also throw a smoke grenade. And let me tell you, when I throw those smoke grenades, it's really hard to see, man. It's very, very challenging to find the player. Once you're surrounding around that area, man. So that's what she's one of my favorite characters, I think, in the game. My favorite class, hands down, for me. It's her. I've been getting a lot of kills from her.
So far, the one, for me, it's obviously going to be Pathfinder. I love being able to use the grappling hook and the zip line whenever I want. Mm-hmm. Lifeline is a cool, fun player. And I'd say after that, Caustic. Caustic takes a little getting used to. Same with Mirage. But hey, can we give a shout out for delivering more ethnic characters in one day?
I agree.
Than Overwatch has in its entire history and other games like that. Let's give a big round of applause and a shout out to them for doing that. Thank you. And I think I retweeted somebody for saying something like that on Twitter as well. But yeah, absolutely. Let's give them a massive.
That was really cool. Really, really cool. Now, I love how the characters, let's say we're in a squad, Pete. I love their interactions between the characters too. Like, even when the speaker, the announcer, is talking about the match, the characters that you have interact with the announcer too. I like that. Like, it feels like, I'm telling you, it feels like Hunger Games. It truly feels like Hunger Games, because if you play games like Fortnite and PUBG or Blackout, you really don't hear anything. The only thing you will hear is just somebody shooting or somebody driving or building, and that's it. But this is very, very interactive. Like, I love everything that's going on in the game. Even when you jump out the ship, the music is so intense while you're about to land. And I like how when you jump out of the ship, I mean, you have different options. You could control, there's only one person from the whole squad that will launch, and it will control the whole squad. But you also have an option to get out from there and go stop following the squad, and you could go on your own path. I really like that. I love also that you also have an opportunity to, when you jump, there might be a ship passing by with a lot of cool items. But here's the thing. Everybody's also trying to do the same thing. So it could get really challenging, man, when you do that. When you get there to that ship and try to get all these weapons, man, before landing to the island. It's, oh my God, love it, dude. Love it, love it, love it.
No. I 100% agree. I like how they give everybody the option to do what they want, but keeping with the core tenets of a battle royale. I'm still on the fence with whether just trying to decide whether 3 is the magic number for a number of players in the game.
I think
I'm curious. I'm curious with why they chose that magic number of 20 groups of 3, so 60 total players. Why that? I'm curious why it's only squads and not duos or solos.
Well, remember, this is the only mode that is available now. So I think all those modes are going to pop up later on. Like I could see them adding 4-player squads, 2-player squads. I see solo players coming up in the future. Because remember, there's going to be a lot of updates that they're going to be adding in this game from the whole Respawn team. That's how I see it. Right now, this is just the launch. This is what we have right now. I hope you like it. And you know why I like that this game is like this now? Because here's the thing, Pete. All those things that you mentioned, all the other games have it, man. So I think by Respawn launching a game like this, totally different and new, to me, it gets more attention and it feels like it's so unique. You're not going to find something like this anywhere else. So start off with this and all those things that you mentioned added later on this year or in a couple months from now. I think that was a very smart move.
Yeah, I don't think they need anything right now. They've dropped it. Let the player base play it. Let's get the feedback from the players in the community and see what works, what doesn't work, what needs to be tweaked. And then let Respawn do their magic. Let them go back into their magic bag and just like start mixing up the sauce and sprinkle it all over the game. See what works, see what doesn't. Remember, this isn't designed to be a drop dead, once you're done type situation. It's an ebb and flow. It's the way game design should be. Put it out, let people test it, let people play. It's worked for titles like Overwatch and things like that. So why wouldn't it work for a game like this? Let the players decide. Let the players decide. You can offer, recommendations. Say, this is what we like to do. This is what we're going to do. We'll drop it off. You like it? Yes. Okay, great. We'll leave it in there. Do you like it? No. Here's your arguments. Here's your criticisms. Okay, take it back, rework it, upload it back up. Hopefully it's not a development mess like PUBG, where it takes servers down for 4 to 8 hours right in the middle of the busy workday. We see other titles that have like a 30-minute to a 1 hour maintenance period. I'd like to see something similar or akin to that for this, because I think it upsets the player base. We'll still see though. It's gonna take some
before we go to the next topic, I'm gonna end it with this. If any of you that are listening right now had purchased either the first Timefall game or the second one, the one thing about Respawn that I'm confident they're going to be doing this for this game, for Apex Legends, is the updates. They added so many updates during the first Timefall and also the second Timefall that I'm confident that they're going to be adding a lot of updates in this game, man. Remember, this is the free-to-play game, so in order for them to be on that level with Fortnite and PUBG and Blackout, is keep the game active, add updates, add new things. You want the attention to go to your game all the time. So it's all about the content. Once they add all these contents, man, let me tell you, the game is going to explode even more. Right now, it's great. It's a lot of people that have been playing this right now, but I think that it's going to grow even more, man, later on this year. So
fan mail at gamertagradio.com.
All right, so let's go with fan mail because we have one fan mail. By the way, if you're listening to this, we need some questions. Send us voicemail. Send us questions at fanmail@gamertagradio.com or give us a call, 786-273-7GTR. And you also could go to speakpipe.com/gamertagradio. Because a lot of questions that people have been asking, we're already answering on the show, so it doesn't make sense for us to play on the podcast and then answer it again. So if you guys have any other brand new questions, go for it, send it, and we'll definitely play on the podcast. So this is a brand new voicemail here, and we're going to play it now here on Fan Mail. Pete, go ahead, man, play it.
Hey guys, this is Joshua. So I'm really excited about The Division 2. I've listened to most of the content you guys have put out for it. And I finally got all 12 shields in The Division 1. So it's nice that I could feel like I can kind of put that one to rest for a little bit. Not that I will, but I can if I want to. But I was thinking a couple things about Division 2. Black Tusk. I'm pretty much getting the feeling they're just pretty much hunters who decided to get organized, and I don't know if I'm ready for that. Another thing is, how do you think the raid is going to compare to incursions? Because incursions are kind of like miniature raids. I know we're going to get specific gear. I just don't know if it's going to be game-changing gear, because I know that, like, for instance, I keep doing Clear Sky because I'm getting that sweet, sweet Riot gear. It looks good, and I look good in it. Speaking of gear, you think gear sets from the first game are going to return for the second game? I hope they do, at least some of them. Personally, I'm a big fan of D3, Tactician's Authority, and Hunter's Faith. So what gear sets do you guys like, and what would you really like to see reappear in the Division 2? Any response you guys have, any input you have? I love it. So thanks, guys. Keep up the good work.
One of 43 players in the Division community that actually plays defense armor. All right.
Yeah.
I'm a Predator Lone Star fan personally. I prefer the Lone Star actually as my top build because I run usually dual LMGs or an LMG sniper combo. They have not talked about gear sets, so I do not know. I'd love to be able to follow up. I know Julian Garrity, the creative director of the Division, reached out to us on Twitter and said he'd love to have a follow-up discussion with us as we get either closer to launch or just after launch. And we've had a real good set of conversations with him, either on the record or off the record at the various events. So that may be something we bring up to them. I'm going to have to start pouring through my video now to see if that's something that can be seen. But I don't recall. I'd love to know if they're going to return classified gear into the gameplay. But right now, I don't have an answer for you, and I apologize. I will note that down.
Right, so I have this to say, Pete, about incursions. I think we talked about this on our podcast, but to us, that's like a strike. Am I right? Like a strike is.
I would say it's more closer to a nightfall.
Okay, I could see that
because of the difficulty level.
Depends which one. Depends.
Regular control points might be closer in line to what people envision a strike would be. Whereas the Nightfall is what you would call Black Tusk, or I believe it's called Invaded. When you're going up against the bigger one. So, and there you go. Exclusive to the Twitch chat. Classified gear is returning.
And Paris is hilarious. Yeah, I think he talked about Black Tusk. So let's talk about that, Pete. Because when we played Black Tusk for the first time, for those that don't know, if you listen to the podcast, the one that's all hands on about the Division 2, the first session, we had no idea. We were just playing the game. But then we're hearing that they were going to add Endgame at the event. And then while I was playing, a message popped up and it says, "Welcome to the Endgame." I'm like, oh, snap. I wonder what's going to happen. So we started playing it. It was very challenging the first time. The first few minutes, Pete, right? I forgot what level, the mission that we played. We have it on YouTube and on Twitch if you want to check it out. But it was very challenging because we had to get used to the way how they play Black Tusk. What'd you think, Pete? That was really tough, right? The first few minutes. And then we got the vibe, like, all right, we know what to do now. But at first it was pretty tough, right?
Yeah, that first encounter with the Black Tusk was a learning experience, right? We had played the campaign going up against regular faction enemies. Yes. Some of them were purples. There was the occasional yellows, but with one or two people focusing fire, maybe one other person throwing grenades or a turret on them, we were able to take care of them rather quickly. Enter the Black Tusk. Black Tusk is the higher level, higher organized, better suited soldiers in the Division. And once they came out, we literally took our whooping, and I think we were thankful for a technical glitch that forced us to start it over.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So, and then we got back into it, and at that point, it was when we realized, okay, these aren't the same ads that we're used to, right? These aren't the same, NPCs that we're going to be shooting at and they're going to fall over. Now, each and every one of them was a difficult challenge, right? Focused fire, going for the weak points, going for armor, knocking off the armor, and then attacking. But hell, there's that one scene where the 4 of us got stuck in the hallway and 3 of us got downed. And I think it was Q from Game Crate revived me. We tried to revive you guys, and then I had to snipe them from the top because that was the only way we were going to get out of that corner because they kept throwing grenades.
Yeah, it was. And then I see them reviving. We call it the Black Mirror, the little robots and stuff.
The dogs, the Black Mirror.
Yeah, that I was like, whoa! I just killed them. What? I was not expecting them to revive them. So it's challenging. I love it. I think that I know we talked about this so much in the last episode, but I think the Division 2 is going to be a very special game for a early 2019 game. Dude, we're going to be playing this for a while, for a very long time, man. So keep it coming. I would love to do this. I would love to, once we sit down with Julian or somebody from his team on our podcast, and it's going to be a longer interview, I would love to get questions from our listeners, like fan mail style, and we'll do that with Julian. That would be cool, and we'll play the voicemails for him and everything. Yeah, I think we should do that one of these days, man. A brand new episode, just strictly fan mail, and also we get involved asking questions too, But we're definitely gonna do that, I think, in the future. So, anything else, Pete? Anything else before we wrap it up?
I can't think of anything else, honestly. I mean, hey, like I said earlier, it's a good day of gaming. It's a good time to be in gaming.
Yes.
Plenty of options, plenty of choices, whether you're a fan of the shooter or you're a fan of anything else. It's a good time to play.
Yeah.
Good time to be a gamer.
February 15th. It's going to be a big, big day. Lots of game coming out. Jump Force, Far Cry, New Dawn. I think Trials is coming out like after Trial Rising. Also, what's February 15th, Pete? Help me out. Metro Exodus, Crackdown 3.
Metro Exodus was the 22nd.
Is it? Isn't it February 15th? I thought it was a February 15th game. But anyways, look, 15th, 22nd, doesn't matter. It's a lot of games going out this month.
It's the 15th, and I think Crackdown might be the 20th.
No, Crackdown is actually the 15th. It's the 15th too, just letting you know. It's a lot of games, man. So hopefully,
I don't care because I'm not going to play it.
That's fine. I'm going to be getting codes, hopefully, to review. I'll do that because I know the Division's coming up and all these other games. I would like to play these games as much as possible because once these games come out later this year, I'm not gonna have time to play all these games. Look, I haven't had the time to purchase Resident Evil 2, the remake. It looks like an amazing game. A lot of people have been telling me it's one of the best remakes that they've ever seen in any game. And I haven't had a chance to buy it yet. So, and I love horror games, So, but yeah, I'm gonna try my best to review all these games, man. So, just stay tuned here on GamerTagRadio.com. So we're gonna wrap it up. Head over to GamerTagRadio.com. Put your comments and feedback. Listen to our past episodes. If you love our content, please let us know. We get a lot of downloads, but send us some message, man. Email, Twitter message, Instagram. Follow us on Instagram, Gamertag Radio. Facebook, anyway, just hit us up. Let us know if you like the content or not, or if you get the chance, post a review on iTunes. Follow us on Spotify, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, and other podcast directories. Anything else, Pete, from you before we wrap it up now, officially?
No, that's it, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to Paris. Sorry he couldn't be here today. I think that would have been a great conversation. It's always fun to have the whole crew here. It's good to see you guys last week, obviously in San Francisco. And yeah, man. Let's keep gaming.
You know what we got to do, Pete, one of these days? Because I already premiered daily conversations with Paris. I want to do a daily conversation with you. I'll call you on your phone. And then we just have a conversation, man. Conversation, just a regular conversation. Nothing, not like the podcast. Podcast is like more professional, But this is just a conversation. If it's good, I'll post it on the podcast, man. It's an episode, man. It's good.
Yeah. Well, if we do that, that would definitely have to be a weekend time. Because during the week, between work and everything else in my schedule, I don't know if I'll be available to do that.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I'll be down. I'm down.
All right, guys. Until next time, we're out. Peace. Thank you for listening to Gamertag Radio episode 838. Let's do this. See you next time.
Thanks for listening to Gamertag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.